Hello and welcome to Unlocking Shakespeare. I'm Lucy, Shakespeare expert in the making, and today we'll be continuing where I left off in the last video, talking about what it means when you break meter. So last time, I taught you guys about what Iambic pentameter is, and if you haven't seen that video and have no idea what these weird sounds that are coming out of my mouth could possibly mean, there's a link in the description for you. Now that we all know what iambic pentameter means, I'm going to explain what it means when Shakespeare breaks that form. But first, I'm going to overload you with a little more terminology. Let's talk about scansion. That's what you call it when you scan verse for its rhythmic patterns, keeping an eye out for maybe if there's an excess of syllables or two stressed syllables in a row. If a line of verse scans, it has 5 iambic feet. If it doesn't, something funky is going on. Now, why do we care whether or not something scans? If an audience member doesn't have a script that they're following along in, they're not going to notice, right? Wrong! When you get used to the heartbeat-like pattern of iambic verse, any line that breaks that pattern is going to immediately catch your ear. So, when you hear a line that doesn't scan, it's likely on purpose. Shakespeare wanted you to pay attention. So, when there's 11 syllables in a line, what does that mean? Well, like much of Shakespeare's work, there's a lot of interpretations, and a lot of them are case by case. Let's go back to Hamlet's "to be or not to be" line. It ends with an unfinished iambic foot. What could that mean in this context? First, let's go back to the actual content of the line. Hamlet's basically saying, I got 2 choices, live or die. And if he decided right there, the speech would be over. There would be no famous monologue. So, the fact that it's an unfinished iambic foot, a sound that feels open and unfinished, bam, feeds into the fact that Hamlet is completely unsure about what to do. Not only is his question unresolved, but so is the line where he asks that question. It's clever, huh? This technique is called a feminine ending, but since that's a bullshit thing to say, you can just call it a soft ending. Breaking meter isn't just limited to the ends of lines, though. It can happen anywhere. Let's look at an example where Shakespeare breaks meter at the beginning of a line. Actually, the beginning of a play. Let's introduce Richard III. Now is the winter of our discontent. Hear that? Richard III begins with our title character using a stressed syllable rather than an unstressed one. Instead of feeling like we're eased into the language of the play, it gives it a sense of immediacy. This method of swapping the order of syllables is called inversion. I'll read you one more example. These 2 lines are from Macbeth, where he describes the fear he feels when he imagines the body of King Duncan, who he'll soon kill. Whose horrid image doth unfix my hair and make my seated heart knock at my ribs. Did you hear that inversion on knock? Now, iambic pentameter sounds like a heartbeat, so the inversion on knock serves to strengthen the idea that Macbeth's heartbeat is just as irregular as the rhythm of the line. Shakespeare has obviously proven himself to be really good at writing in iambic pentameter, so when he breaks that meter, there's likely some meaning to be derived from it. If you keep your ears and your eyes open, you're bound to make a discovery.